On today's episode of Captain's Tales, the tackle that we were using, I'll go over that real quick for you. For our tarpon that we used this morning, we're using a Loomis rod, 10 weight, using pretty much a black and purple style fly, nice craft fur tail, a little bit of EP coloring on the front right there, a little Estaz brush type thing. Your standard 9-foot leader that you would use, using an 80-pound bite guard down through here. That's what we used to catch our tarpon on. As the tide came in, we moved into the backcountry. Got pretty skinny going looking for some redfish. The redfish tackle that we were using today, nice spinning rod here, using a 40-pound leader, using a weighted jerkbait style hook. This is a nice screw lock. It holds in there really well. You can see that screw, just take that. That locks right in there. And it really does hold your bait really well. It's got a little bit of it, probably an 1/8 ounce weight on there. And rig it Texas style, like you normally would any bait. Bring it up through the back, pinch it forward, just a slight bit, like such. We're using that when we're fishing really skinny water. That way it won't hang up in the grass where we're catching the redfish earlier today. For our snook, as the tide came in, we moved towards the outside points. We decided to go jig fishing a little bit. Jig fishing, I like to use a bait caster. Using a 1/4 ounce Bass Assassin style jig head. Again, 40-pound monofilament on there. Standard bait casting outfit. Now a lot of people tend to use a little bit longer bait casters. I prefer this one here. It's a real short one that Loomis makes. It's 5 feet 10 inches long. Deadly accurate, great for shallow water fishing. Whether I throw jigs or topwater plugs, it's a real good rod. Very accurate. When we're fishing the shallow water, as the tackle that I mentioned earlier, between the fly rods, the spinning rods, and the plug casting rods, you can use all that tackle in that shallow water. For the fly rods, we always use the weight forward floating fly lines. Sometimes we'll use poppers when the fish are up on the surface. Sometimes we'll use little Clouser minnows when they're a little bit deeper, maybe on some oyster bars. Topwater plugs, one of my favorites. I absolutely love to throw topwater plugs. For snook, tarpon, redfish, they all hit topwater plugs. Redfish, especially in Louisiana, love to hit topwater plugs. Very aggressive in Louisiana. When you want to venture into some really shallow water, you want to scale your tackle accordingly. You want to use a little bit lighter tackle than you normally would, than you would for, say, fishing some of the bigger offshore points and stuff like that. If you're not used to using that type of stuff, it's a lot of fun. Scaling down your tackle using 1/8 ounce, at the most 1/4 ounce jigs. Some of the jerk baits and stuff like that work really well. Topwater plugs, you guys will have a lot of fun venturing into the skinny water.